why is it that suddenly there is like so much hate around like, for lack of a better word, like cheap or zero cost first dates? Because my idea around like the first date is, like you said, you keep it as open ended as possible, so there's no time commitment. You can leave whenever you want to. There's not a huge financial commitment. Because I mean, God, dude, I remember like my first date with this one gal ended up, being like $100 and something or whatever. Because like I was super vibing her and I wanted to go to a nice restaurant. And then I don't know, dude, like 10 or 15 minutes into that date, I was just like, it is not here in person. Like we had super good over the internet and everything. But then like once we actually met in person, I was like, there is absolutely no chemistry here. And I felt like a fucking idiot.
That kind of thing is so normal too. Like the person's attractive in their pictures. They might even be like really physically attractive in person, like objectively, like, oh wow, but there's just something that doesn't click. Like I really think sometimes it can come down to like, their mannerisms and stuff like that. I've had that happen so many times where I could look across and say, this is a good looking dude, but just the connection was not there despite good texting. That's why I always like suggest those like dates where they're more flexible in that way. And then, you don't feel like, even if you're not the one paying, even if you want the guy to pay, time's valuable. I think with women too, like this idea of like, oh yeah, like it's no big deal, he's paying. It's like, well, is your time not valuable? Like,
oh yeah.
Like I like an hour on a Tuesday, no big deal. But like if I'm stuck waiting for a check for a full meal, it's kind of like, oh shoot, like it makes me feel bad. And it's kind of like, I don't want to be looking at my watch. I'd rather, I'd rather be on my couch than with someone I don't want to spend time with. I think the kind of bad rap on those like coffee date, drink date type things, I do think some of that is coming from these dating coaches dating. Or these people that like that are, maybe not dating coaches, but influencers who do these 15-second videos of just like, a guy is trash when he does this, or like he's not serious if he is doing this. And I really think it's coming from that kind of thing, and just people are picking up on it. Because if you look at like, I follow like a decent amount of professional matchmakers who have helped people find husbands, wives over the course of decades, and you have that backup to guarantee, who literally say drinks and coffee first date, make sure there's a connection. If you want to go big, like put that money in a piggy bank, save it for a good second date. Like literally. I think it's coming from these kind of influencery takes, these high value type takes. I do think there is this almost antithesis to it, where it's, men who are frustrated with dating, who, the types that might say like, oh, she's just after my wallet, like all women are terrible, who have made videos that say like, the best you're going to get is a coffee date, $1 coffee. And like, you better not be after my wallet. So I think there can be people that see that version of guy making TikTok saying that, where it's, they think that's the type of coffee date that's meant when people are talking about coffee dates. And it's not. You can have a great coffee date.
Absolutely. No, you can like, it's again, it's just one of those things where people are also looking to, and I think everybody's guilty of this. I know I've done it, where I go into a date thinking I'm gonna get this person to like me, and it's, that's usually what tricks you into these like really expensive dates or like really lavish dates and stuff, is because like you're trying to, I don't know, like impress this person or whatever, instead of just like see if this person actually clicks with you. And one of the things that I heard that ended up being really, really useful in my life is exactly that. Like anytime you go into a first date, don't go there trying to like win this person to your side, or win this person to like, because I think there's this weird like little bit of value that we're trying to like, oh my God, this person likes me, so that means something good about me or whatever. And it's like, if you go into a first date with someone and the intention is, do I actually like this person? The quality or the cost of the date is going to be the least important thing there. If you click with someone, you click with someone. There is nothing that you can do. You cannot fight attraction any more than you can fight whether or not you do or don't believe in something. It's there or it's not.
I 100% agree with that. And I think sometimes that's where those, lower cost dates, like I don't want to call them cheap, because I think there's a difference between cheap and low cost. Like I think you can have a really lovely coffee date at a local coffee shop and have a nice walk at, down the street to the farmer's market, and it's, feels cute and sweet, and it's $15 total. I wouldn't call that, I would call that that's low cost, but I think those kinds of things, like the lower cost, like it takes kind of the frills out of it and that artificial attachment. I think, maybe sometimes if you have that expensive date, maybe you feel like you're racking up a tab with that person. Like a guy spends $100 on you, like, and you had fun. Like, do you actually like him, or did you just have like, did you get kind of blinded by this experience versus this person?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like when you go out on those like really expensive dates, there, there is something to be said for like the law of reciprocation. People almost feel that they are like due something or that they're required something because of that. And one, if you ever feel that, like that's, that should not be the case. And if someone ever says that that is the case, you should run as far away as you can, as fast as you can. But when there are those expensive dates, like oftentimes the person who is not paying might feel that they need to, reciprocate that date in some kind of way. Like, oh, I have to give them a kiss, or I need to get them a second date because of like how much effort they put into this first one. It's like, no, dude, like that's another one of the benefits between those really, really low cost ones.
I totally agree. And like as much as I think like, nobody owes anyone anything, but just, woman looking out for yourself, like it's rain, not so much like, no victim blaming, but if it's raining outside, bring an umbrella, but just having that, you walking away not feeling like you owe somebody something, or like, you could be in that situation. You don't know this person at all. Like,
Yep.
Don't, I don't know. Like I've had those types of situations where like, I've ended being like, no, I want to pay for my part of this date because I don't want to feel like I owe somebody anything, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that analogy, by the way. If it's raining outside, bring an umbrella. That's a perfect way to say it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that episode. If you got some value out of that, please give me a little subscribe somewhere in there, whether that is on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening right now. And you can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everywhere, honestly, at AndrewPFM. So yeah, guys, until next time, we'll see y'all later.